What is up, YouTube? We're back, baby. It's been a motherfucking minute. We got Teddy back in here for Teddy and Rodney Talk Crypto, episode 5, and we have a special guest, Dusty.
Hey, everyone.
So when Teddy said Dusty, I thought he was like calling you Dusty, as in like, you know, like
no. It's a name. It is a name.
So we have a thing, right? So Dusty is part of my friends group. I know him in real life. He and I go to the gym. He is getting me back into shape so I can make it to Dubai, walk around, and not be winded, right?
Yep.
So while Dusty and I, before I even got into crypto, we were already going to the gym, and then I started talking about crypto to him, and I was, talking about Saitama, talking about Shibnobi, all these things that are happening, and he's really a guy I bet to. You ever have a gym partner, Rodney, and this is like the guy you two bond together. This is my gym partner, my friend. Yeah. This is my boy. This is my Dusty.
Boy. Yeah.
So the name Dusty, right? My entire friends group, because of this guy right here, everyone calls each other Dusty. No one uses their real names. Everyone is Dusty. Rodney, you're Dusty. I'm Dusty. He's Dusty. So he calls everybody Dusty.
Keeps it real simple. We're all one and the same.
Awesome. Okay. Well, yeah, this is not, especially the stuff we're going to get into. This is not a spot where you actually want to use your real name. Trust me. People are making little meme. Did you see that little meme page going around, Teddy, of like some guy pretending to be my little brother, but it's actually a MySpace picture from 2009?
What? No, I did not see that.
Well, that's probably on a MySpace page.
Hey, dude, MySpace was the shit back then. Come on.
I remember.
Yeah. Remember like the little kick of dopamine you got when you saw like a message or a comment? Oh my God.
Yeah. Didn't get many of those.
Oh, did you? Dude, I was a little MySpace hoe. All right. So Dusty, give us a little bit of your background because we have you here. Although you're Teddy's boy, you have a special expertise. Can you explain to us what you do?
Yeah, so I've worked in finance for the past 9 years. And before I had the job I've had now, which has been past 5 years, where I've worked for a real estate development company. So it's construction and rental properties and commercial rental properties. We do all that kind of things. I was a public accountant, so I got to work all over the place, so I saw all types of businesses. And I'm not super into crypto. I know Teddy's a bigger crypto guy than I am. He's a bigger guru than I am, but I understand the philosophy behind it. But he told me about this coin that's getting into real estate investment in commercial properties. And if you invest here, you'll get X amount of return. And I was like, Teddy, I don't know what you're getting yourself into, but here's what the real estate side and the rental properties are like right now. And I kind of gave him the whole download. So yeah, I've been interested about this particular coin, and he gave me the download of it. So I'm willing to give my own 2 cents as it is. I don't know what I thought.
Rodney, you want to bring up the white paper so the viewers can use it as a reference?
Absolutely. You might fucking lose a few brain cells reading that shit, but it's there.
And remember the important numbers, Rodney. The important numbers I watched on what was it when Jake Gagan, Classic Crypto, Saitama Guru, they had their like little smaller AMA. Saitama Guru mentioned the things. I think it was 30 commercial properties, 3.5 million in passive income. So you can fact check me. You can go back to that live stream and watch it. But yeah.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, housings with a Z.
That's sign number 1 to watch what you're looking at with any investment.
Oh shit, we're crypto guys, not grammar guys. Fucking who cares, right?
I understand mistakes happen.
Okay. So I read this, and I get the pleasure of reading a ton of these. Maybe 10 a week at least, average, right? Because a lot of products reach out to me, they want me to cover them, yada yada yada. So I go through these, and I have to say that this is really bad compared to a lot of the ones I've read. Just when it comes to being so scatterbrained and not having one clear direction. What do you think of this?
It's not really clear on what it is, if that makes sense. It's kind of pie in the sky of, if we get this kind of donations in, we'll be able to reach our goal for investment standards, essentially. And I just think that it definitely is designed for confusion of what's going on. and trying to get more and more investors. It's not so much the coin that I was looking at. I saw other videos that were talking about, oh, the coin is essentially investing in this company, and the company uses that investment capital to buy these properties, and then you get it back through that. It tried to use the business model. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but a real estate investment trust. And that's kind of like where it's trying to be. But I guess if you're already like trying to look at a real estate in real estate investment trust for let's say the stock exchange, well, you already have companies that do this. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to get into a coin that's going to do this when you already have something that already has like the regulations in place and all have that stuff. So that's when I started reading it and I was like, oh, this sounds like just a business model that's already been done before and is also regulated. Yeah. So something to keep in mind when you're looking at this. It promises basically everything else a real estate investment trust does, with, I guess, none of the safeguards of your money. So something I thought about when I saw it.
Wait, yeah, what are the safeguards? What are the safeguards on your in your money that you can get?
So when the company is a real estate investment trust company and you put money into it, like let's say it's on the stock exchange, right? If you put that money into the stock, well, that company is regulated by the SEC. So you know that they can't just take your money and run. You know where your money and what portfolios is getting into. Like, you know, all of that type of stuff. And you can see, like, they have to release quarterly reports. They have to release monthly reports. Like, they have regulations they have to follow, so you can see where the company's going. You can see what the people are getting paid that work there, all that other stuff. Like, it's an information dump, but you have it in front of you, right? So when I saw this, it's like, oh, we're basically doing that, but first you have to buy this cryptocurrency, and then we're going to give you your investment off of that. And let's say all of that's on the up and up, which I was like, okay, sure. Let's just take his word for it and say, yeah, he's doing everything he's supposed to. All the legality behind it's okay. He's allowed to do this, whatever state he's operating in. Fine, that's good. Let's do that. However, it's another thing where it's like, okay, well, this is a marketing thing because he wants to get you to buy the coin. And my question would be like, what are these properties? Where are these properties located? What are the leases like at these properties? Because if he buys a bunch of properties, but he doesn't have them fully leased, well, then he's not going to see any income. So all the investors aren't going to see any income, because basically if you own property, you got to lease it out, and that's how you make it. So if they're not leased and they're just empty buildings, well, he's not going to give you any return on any of that investment you gave in. So I did a quick read through, but it basically just seems like a real estate investment trust, but in crypto form. And from my understanding, and I could be wrong on this, but you buy the crypto to invest within SaitamaRealty, and the realty is the company, the money that's going into it. So I don't know if you have a stake based on your coins, based on the company. I don't understand how that operates. So he could clear that up and make it a little bit better. But I saw a lot of red flags, and I was like, if you really wanted to go into this business plan, there's plenty of things already on the stock exchange to do it too if you want to invest your money in it. And that's kind of what I took away from it. So I don't know. That was a lot of information. So let me know. Let me know if you want me to go back.
No, that makes sense, because you got to think about the world we're in right now, especially in cryptocurrency. We're so young, and the exact arena we're in, which is Decentraland, right? Everything's decentralized. All of our wallets right now, they don't have to put any personal information in, and a lot of people are getting into this space and really taking advantage of that. I mean, it's a fucking gold rush. You don't get a lot of these, and this is prime for a lot of people to make some money. And the fact that no one's information is tied to it, you don't have to do any kind of KYC, nothing. It's just like, it's your word. Like, hey, I mean, this is mine, or I'm a shareholder in this. But they verify that based off wallet addresses.
Right.
But so compared,
let's say we say this is, like I said before, let's say it's on the up and up, and let's see where his marketing is coming from. I mentioned before, things you got to have leased people, you got to have people in place. Let's say he has that, but one thing I've noticed from the real estate investment side and development for these commercial properties is the demand for them is at an all-time low right now. Like, we're coming out of a pandemic where everyone's going hybrid back to the office. We're not getting filled up like we used to. So people that have already leased up, like say there's 1 or 2 years, they might not release again. They may say, okay, we don't really need this size of building. We don't need this size of space. So you're going to run into that problem in a couple of years. So even if he has the buildings already in place and he's already got the leases in place for, let's say, a couple more years, they may not release, and then your investment's gone. Or you're struggling. They're going to be hurting. Like, that's something else to think about just from a marketing standpoint. Like, even if he says, oh, well, you own this property. Okay, what good is it having an empty building in 2 years? Like, you're not going to get that money back. And he's going to have to find more and more and more and more investors. And like I said, depending on the commercial property he's gone at, like, there's other companies that are much, much bigger that do a better job. So he might just be not big enough to compete, is what I'm saying. No. So from a market not trying to scam us, like, there's that aspect to think about.
So, Dusty, I have a question, right? So one of the things is the numbers. Is 3.5 million passive income in revenue doable with 30 commercial properties?
It depends on what those properties are.
What type of properties, in your experience, will generate high enough revenue? Because I did some math. In order to even get to 2.25 million in annual revenue, you need to have at least each one of the commercial properties raking in almost 7,000 USD, right?
Right, but that's 7,000 after all the expenses that go into the building. You got to remember that. So, like, that means that rent's got to be X amount of dollars to cover your expenses on that building, and then land to 7,000. And there's so many things that can happen with a building, depending if it's triple net leased, depending how they write their leases. It all comes down to, let's say it is triple net lease. Well, okay, they're going to be paying a common area maintenance to help with some of those expenses, but you can't expect them to pay for, like, if there's a huge hike in property taxes or a huge hike in building maintenance, that these people are going to stay there. So, and you might not always collect that money back either. So there's those aspects to think about. Like, they have to hit that bottom line of $7,000, and they also have to not piss off the tenants of those buildings. So if he does do that, what kind of buildings have to fill up? Well, one, for case, he's got to be doing commercial properties of medical, because medical is probably the one that didn't get hit the hardest by the pandemic. And he's got to prove that it's all medical. Like if it's all like business, like it's lawyer firms or whatnot, they're not going to be there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about with that.
Let's read some of the roadmaps, crypto goals, at whatever business goals. Okay, let's check out the physical assets. So they have a short-term ROI, a medium-term ROI, and I'm reading this like fucking, like, you can't be serious, right? Long-term ROI. So the short-term is acquire established commercial asset. Okay, so one, acquire land for residential building, acquire established commercial asset, begin construction on housing complex.
Okay. So first, they don't even have the land yet. They're a real estate company that doesn't have the lands or buildings. So this is like ground up startup, is basically what that means. Like, so
it's a risky investment.
Well, they haven't even found land yet. It says acquire established commercial asset. Okay, well, where? Like, what location? What market? Just any place in Texas? Like, sure, there might be a desert someplace in Texas that's free of land, but might not be anywhere near it. Is this Houston? I don't know. I'm sure there's good goals in this, but he's got to give more information, is what I'm saying. And then he says acquire land for residential. That also goes, well, where's the land? Where are you looking at? Where's your area? Before I sink my money into this, tell me what you're looking at. Tell me the market. No. And then begin construction. Well, it's a whole different thing. Now you're getting in bed with construction companies and whatnot, and you got to see who's going to screw you and how good your actual building that you decide to build is going to be. Like, that thing could be falling apart. It'd be made out of cardboard. So that's all that aspect too. So it's very, very aggressive as goals, but it may not be that bad. Like, if he's on the up and up, then sure. But it's just very aggressive and it's very fast to do all that stuff in the short term, depending on what the short term is.
The problem with this is that, to me, the project they're in right now has a liquidity issue when it comes to available money. And I just don't see this as a real thing. I think it's really just a way to get money into their current project that is not doing so hot right now. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, like I said before, in the space we're in, it's so easy to put something out because let's be honest here. The people buying this are not here to fucking, they're not thinking about 5 to 10 years down the road. If we're keeping it a buck here, we're get rich off a $300 investment. That's what a lot of people are doing in this project. And what I didn't like is that many have ended up in unfortunate situations due to war, natural disasters, disability, unemployment. I fucking hate when companies that are obviously not serious use these weird words to tug at your heartstrings and say, hey, there's problems in the world. We're going to save all the people in the world by building real estate. To me, I just think it's scummy and obvious money grab.
Yeah, they'll build real estate and then they won't maintain it. So like, what good is that anyway? So yeah, they're obviously doing the emotional appeal with that. And I get you're going to do that a little bit with marketing, whatever business it is. So it's something to keep in mind. They are pointing that out and they're talking about the growth in population and all that good stuff. But like I said, there's plenty of other businesses that are doing this already that have a track record. What makes these guys stand out would be the question I have for them. What makes you special? Is it because you're going into crypto and I can't track where my investment's going? Like maybe, like who knows?
That's true, because with regulation, regulation is not going to affect what's going on in this realm right here because it's all decentralized. Regulation is going to affect like actual centralized exchanges and whatnot. This is not where regulation is going to hit, at least not yet.
And there's plenty of, and from what I know of crypto, I understand there's not a lot of regulations, all that stuff, but there are cryptocurrencies that are tried and true that you see have had that kind of trend that over the years. And granted, not every startup's going to make it big, but some of the startups have been legitimate and stable around significant actual like equivalents to fiat. So this is just like all of a sudden I want to buy a bunch of realty with this. It's like, well, that's a big step to prove yourself, especially when real estate is like one of the most stable things you can get into. So that's what my takeaway from this is. Like, I don't want to hate on the crypto people because I'm not doing that. And I'm not trying to FUD this, but like this guy's got a lot of things to answer before we get into it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. And you look at the core team, this is the exact same team, a copy and paste on a project they're working on right now, where apparently they're working 20 hours a day, sleeping on floors and all kinds of crazy shit. So I'm like, how the hell are you going to run? I watch a lot of people who actively run properties and they are so busy. It is insane. And like you said, a lot of them, it takes a while to even start profiting, before they even... So sometimes even a year, So how the fuck are they going to, and it's like, because people are going to pump and dump this. So only the people that are still in the token are going to get the dividends or whatever the hell you get back, or because explain
I don't even know how you have dividends, because I feel like the only way you're going to get dividends if technically the coin is you're buying into the company. So why would you even need a coin to get into the company? Like the company buying the property was it SaitaRealty? That's the company. It's SaitaRealty LLC. So wouldn't the investors of the company get it, not technically the holders of the coin, unless they're doing some weird common stock equivalent with the coin? But there's nothing in any kind of legislation or accounting like wording that has anything to do with that. Like there's no equivalent to 1-for-1 common stock for this. So I don't understand how they would determine what your ownership percentage would be with the coin. Especially since it's
crypto. Wait, so what they do, Dusty, what they do is they have their SaitaRealty token, right? Yeah. They cash that token out. They convert it to Ethereum. They may convert it again to USDC, but they get that, cash it out. Once they have it in cash, the goal is they go buy the property.
Yeah, no, I understand that. So you give them money through crypto, and then they put it through Ethereum, and then they're going to cash it out for
whatever.
For fiat. Well, you can't buy property in the United States with crypto right now. Like if you're buying commercial properties, the bank's not going to accept that. They're going to want. And then the money that they get back in return needs to be reconverted back in and redistributed. Right. And that's where I get so muddy that it's like, okay, sure. Like I don't know. Like it's one of those things. It's definitely seeming like we want to be different type of thing. And I guess I don't know. Maybe when I look at that team, my first thought is, okay, I get a team. I didn't do this yet, but I would Google all of the people on the team just to see where they've been, see if they have any other aliases and whatnot.
Dusty, we are so close to the head developer. I could literally walk over to his door and knock. And it's fine. That's for another day. But
I know about for anything.
Well, I know about him. I know about him, and I know about this guy. This guy the other day was threatening to sue people online for slander and fucking. He's stupid. He's just a real mouth breather. But he's had some legal issues before. Yeah. He's had a software company for a little bit, kind of a small time guy, and they kind of just struck some fucking luck when it came to Saitama token. Apparently Russell was a part of some sort of Berkshire Hathaway subsidiary, but that's kind of that's unclear which one it was. I don't know which one it was. I mean, I know that he was head operations at some museum in Alaska in 2016. I know that for sure.
Yep.
But it's kind of cloudy on where they actually came from. So I'm not sure.
Usually when you have this thing, I don't know if it gets later in the PDF because I skimmed through it the first time. But usually when you give all the people's like who they are, whatnot, you give it like a biography when you're kind of pitching this thing of where they've done, where their expertise is. This is the team you want. This is why you want it. And I didn't really see anything like that. And usually it's like a page for each one. That's all I was kind of getting at whenever you look at like anything marketing wise and like projections and asking for someone to invest in my company. I want to show I'm the best, and I didn't really see that with that whole thing.
So the other fun thing, Dusty, is this is just a branch off of the actual token.
Right. No, I know.
Token.
It's like a whole sphere of things.
Yeah. Wait, Rodney, you want to go to saitamatoken.com and
I did. I went to it. It was
went to that.
I did look at it. I did do research before hopping on.
Hey, I made you do research. I'm like, listen, these are the numbers that are being said to me. So yeah. Dusty is my gym buddy for the guys that missed it, right? And he works in finance. And literally, I was like, hey, should I invest in this? Does this sound like it's doable? He is the subject matter expert. Yeah. When you guys look to invest in tokens and it's a new utility, find the subject matter experts, the people that have put in 10,000 plus hours into this field, right? So that is what declares an expert. Go ask them, hey, is this reasonable? Is this doable? Now you're hearing it. If it's one thing, if I repeat what Dusty told me at the gym to you guys, I'm like, hey, I had a guy that told me this is how, and this is not going to work. This is why, right? It's hard to explain, but when you hear it from the person that knows this field, that knows and has experience, he's able to say, hey, this, this is not possible, without regulation, all these things that we wouldn't think of, we could speculate on it, but when you hear it from someone that works in the industry, it gives you a whole new decision to make when you invest now,
Well, it's not that. It's just everyone needs to know all the information. So if you want to get into any kind of project, whether it be crypto or something, you got to see what the team's behind it and whether or not that project is reasonable. And that's kind of where this is. I mean, everyone's going to be out there to take advantage of everyone. I'm not saying Saitama's doing that. I'm just saying they're not. Well, my opinion is that they're not necessarily they're not clear enough in their endeavors and goals, and they have a lot of hurdles that they haven't explained how they're going to get over those. I personally think that this is not necessarily the coin I would invest in. So, end user beware is what I'm saying.
It's a shit coin. It's a clear money grab. Yeah. He doesn't want to say it. I'm a fucking
Don't say it. Don't say it. The fund squad, the anti-fund guys are gonna come.
I know, I'm not a fudder with everything, but there are some coins that scream less valuable than others, and this is what this is screaming right now. Hey, they can always change my mind in the future, but right now this is where I'm standing with it.
Dusty, what are some cryptos you do believe in? I just want to know.
Oh, honestly, Ethereum, obviously. I believe in Ethereum. I believe in Bitcoin, obviously. Those are the big ones. There for smaller ones that are okay, that have kind of shown me that they're kind of relatively stable. BAT, that's the Brave software. It's not something I'm like, oh my God, this is great, but like it's a stable alternative coin to everything else. You're not going to lose a shit ton of money if you dump it all in the BAT. I mean, most cryptocurrencies anyways kind of follow the trends in the stock market. I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but stock market goes up, all the crypto goes up. And let's be honest here, JP Morgan wouldn't be buying all this cryptocurrency if they didn't think it was the future. So there's something to be said about that as well. So
wait, tell us. We don't know this stuff. We are not finance experts. Tell us why do you think? Yeah, tell us why do you think JP Morgan Chase, right, is investing in Bitcoin or whatever it may be?
So basically all the cryptocurrency. So let's put it this way. Our American dollar is technically a cryptocurrency right now, except you can trace it. It's all digital. All of your money is numbers on a screen. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Like the American, I guess, banks and all the money printed is only like physical dollars is only like 10% of physical dollars is in the circulation right now. Yeah, they could just print more, but like that doesn't really change anything. The actual amount of like dollars is mostly digital at this point. And that's like with any kind of fiat. So right now, crypto is basically United States government, other governments around the world have basically called it a speculative investment. So it's like gold, silver, but obviously digital. So JP Morgan has a stake in all of that. All central giant banks have a stake in all of that because it's investments for them. Like people may move away from it. So move away from fiat, move to these cryptocurrencies, or they may just stay as those cryptocurrencies. So people want to do transactions and easier exchange rates and all that other good stuff. So obviously, I think crypto is here to stay. It's going to be here for a long time. This is probably the future, but like, but not every coin that comes up is going to be one you want to put money into, because some are going to be worthless. It's very similar to the .com phase in the 90s, where everyone had a startup company, and then most of them went broke. But you did have some big ones that stayed around, like Google. That's a big one. Alphabet, that company's huge. Like the .com phase did have a lot of bubbles that burst, but the ones that were good and valuable stayed around, and they're more valuable than ever now because of it. So something to consider about. So I know everyone wants the next gold rush and get rich quick, but unless you're hitting the lottery with these things, it's probably not going to happen. So just don't throw all your money into random things.
Yeah, well, we do that here on a on a consistent basis. But
that's exactly what we do.
But it's not a huge part of the portfolio. That's the thing, is that, you know, a lot of these plays are just weird Inu shit coins that are pump and dumps that, you know, we win a lot, but we lose even more. And that's supposed to be, you know, 15% of our crypto portfolio is just bullshit ass coins. But serious long-term investments is what I'm like. Look at, it's called My Crypto Journey, right? And it's like, once I started in this space, you just realize how much it's just a bunch of people trying to make fucking a quick buck on a bunch of people who are ignorant, who come into this space. This is the first thing they're saying, and they want to get rich off a $500 investment. It's the Shiba Inu virus. It's the Dogecoin virus. And unfortunately, those blue chips out there, which are people are upset because they're not explosive, but you're going to get more than 7 to 12% return on your investment every year, way more likely, right? But people want to get rich tomorrow. So they don't think investing in those blue chips, the top 100, is a smart idea, or the top 50 is a smart idea. So that's what it's about. It's getting people to understand that, hey, man, there's life outside Shiba Inu. You know, there really is.
Gambling addiction is real. So keep that in mind. It
really is.
Maybe I'm going to make it. And there's always that hope you're tying to. So I get it. I'd be lying to say I've never joined in that craze every once in a while, but you learn real quick. Same thing with stock options. You learn real quick. You really
that's
don't
real
know.
Degeneracy. Yeah. I mean, so I mean, once it came out, I read it and I was like, oh, you got to be. I remember it was 11 p.m. at night around, and this shit dropped. And so Dusty, if you don't know, they have a swap coming out, right? It's called saitamask. It's a swap.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to come out today, Rodney. It's supposed to. Yeah. It's the second day, right, since the AMA.
They're pairing right now. I guess their liquidity is going live right now, so it's coming up. So they had a project that was going to be exclusive to this platform, Dusty. Yeah. And this project betrayed them. They decided to go rogue and launch on Uniswap. Well, they need another exclusive, so now they have this. And
it's one way to do it.
Yeah. No, there's one more thing, right, Rodney? So one of the conspiracies with Saitama is they don't have a developer wallet. There's no way for them to pay the team. There's no way for them to cash money out to pay for exchanges. There's all these conspiracies out there. I'm not saying I believe in them. I'm just letting you know, right? So they got, hey, Lily Finance first was going to be used as those tokenomics were going to be used to pull money from the marketing wallet to pay the devs, to pay for services. But now Lily Finance separated from Saitama and they moved to Uniswap. So they made it a fair launch for all, as fair as it gets, right, Rodney? Yeah. So eventually from this fair launch, now a day later, like once Lily announced this, SaitaRealty comes out. Russ comes on a show and he's like, hey, now we're coming out with SaitaRealty. We were always going to do this. This has been we've been working on this for months. And we're like, okay, the tokenomics seem exactly the same thing. Hey, we're going to take this out. We're going to cash it out and we're going to buy property. But now the people that buy and sell, as Rodney already said, you know, how do you verify all these movements of money that go exit out of the crypto? And who knows what they're spending on? You know, you've heard of the term money laundering or stuff like that, right?
Well, this is more of a Ponzi scheme, but money laundering.
There we go.
Money laundering would be if they're trying to evade their taxes after they get all this money from crypto.
Well, you don't think they're gonna try and do that?
If they get a bunch of money, they would have to launder it, which means they could buy properties under the company's name, or they could buy it under their personal name, or they could have another company on the side they're not telling you about and saying, okay, we're a laundromat. All this money came in because there's a big laundry day. Like no one really knows with any of this. So I don't know if they are doing this, but any kind of Ponzi scheme, this would be perfect for it. Everyone invests in, the coin goes up in price, gets more and more people, and then they just rug pull it. Very common. It happens a lot in the crypto sphere. I've seen it happen. When I'm not part of the coin, I find it funny. I go, ha ha, look at those suckers. They fell for it again. But, you know, it happens. It happens.
When I first told Dusty, Rodney, that I was getting in on crypto, he's like, Teddy, don't be the typical Indian guy. Don't be the typical Indian guy that just rug pulls and leaves. You shill a token and you just, I'm like, bro, I don't even shill any tokens. All I do is I talk about them. And now you see. Now you see.
Chilling.
Dude, freaking, get here, baby. See you. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Yeah. So yeah, don't. You're getting me nervous because terrarium is full of Indians. So stop it. Stop.
Oh, no. Dr. Praveen, bless us. We love Dr. Praveen in the house.
You know what's crazy is that the devs we usually get in the space are they're really shitty, right? A lot of them are like the one's like an ice cream man and the other one's like a fucking whatever. These guys are doctors and a pilot, and somebody's like, oh, I don't want a damn pilot and a doctor running my token. I'm like, guys. Have you seen the backgrounds of most of these motherfuckers? Why not have doctors and pilots? I know that doesn't translate, but those are not easy professions. You got to be very careful, and you have a lot to lose, you know? So you can't take that lightly.
Dusty, you know doctors. You've seen my brother, Dr. Moley, right? So
yeah, I don't trust him.
I don't trust that motherfucker. It's like
maybe they got a point. I trust the ice cream man before the doctor. I guess he's right.
Yeah, it's like, God damn. Oh yeah, no, can't trust a doctor and a pilot. No. Like, bitch, yeah, we can.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you can't trust the pilot, you better not be getting on airplanes. Is all I can say. You better be driving.
Dude, I trust pilots, bro. I trust every single pilot. I'm a trusted pilot that takes me to Dubai.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, talk about that a little bit.
So, I've was talking to you yesterday, Rodney, and then the Ninja Army came in. They pulled me away. So right before I got onto my live stream, I was actually in a meeting with Cliff, and Cliff wanted to talk about, hey, the beta testing rollout, give me the test servers to test the Dojo Swap, and just start, testing it. While I was talking to him, I was like, hey, I want to run this through a more rigorous process. I want to, basically go through all the security frameworks, the OWASP framework, the NIST frameworks, right? Their security frameworks. I want to do like a round of testing, architecture review, and literally give him a full review. So I was kind of pitching this idea to him. And while I was pitching it, he comes over, he's like, well, Teddy, you want to be involved in the beta testing, right? So like, what, do you want to meet the devs? And I'm like, yeah, I want to meet the devs. So I'm assuming Zoom call. He's like, let's go to Dubai. Come to Dubai. And I'm like, what? What? Yeah, come to Dubai, meet the devs, talk to them, because the way that he got into detail with Dojo Swap. This guy knew his stuff, and he was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have the Dojo Swap. It's going to be a phased rollout. This is how we're going to do it. And this is me. Like, I just got the test URLs. I'm going in. I see the three pathways. So a Polygon, Ethereum, BSC, right? So I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. He's talking about this, lays down the Dubai news, and then just immediately deviates to like something else, And I'm like, this guy moves like he's trying to just get this app done, make sure it goes into production. So one of the things he was telling me was like, hey, we need to move these servers from test servers to production servers. This is how I would do it. Teddy, what do you think? So then I'm like, well, this is how kind of I would do it, blah, blah, blah. So I explained like my entire process with the DDoS protection, how I would control bots, literally everything, right? And he's like, yeah, that's how I would do it too. So immediately after that, I go live streaming. Then I go onto your show, and I wasn't sure whether I could leak the news or not. So I got onto Rodney's show. I get the text, right in my live stream. I get the text. I hop onto your show. I'm like, Rodney, I'm going to Dubai. Boom. So I lay it out. I send it to the D-Gens. Full send, Milk Boy. Pete, shout out to you.
That's awesome,
regardless, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to Dubai. I'm like, I got 19 days. I got to get whatever I need to get ready. I end up getting bombarded in the chat on Rodney's live stream to go to the Shinja AMA. I get to the Shinja AMA. Cliff has talked about me, so I didn't even know what was said. I went and I reviewed that. I put a video on my channel, but like he talked about it. He was like, Teddy's an AWS guru. He definitely knows all his stuff. I was able to validate it, sit with him, and his team is going to be testing Dojo Swap. He gave in public the knowledge. You know, I signed an NDA, so I wasn't going to release what was happening, anything. So as soon as I heard him say it, I'm like, boom, I got that. Now I have a huge weight on my shoulders. I got to succeed. If I do a sign off on that app, it better be working. Because if I don't sign off on it and he releases it, it's off my hands, you know? So it was quite crazy. Really... It was quite crazy, Rodney. It was like, it's been 2 months since I started my channel, Rodney. 2 months, and I took a 3-week break. I went to India.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's good that they're really checking the boxes, man, because I think that was the biggest issue with saitamask. And I wonder what kind of truth, because people said that there was some sort of issue with the backdoor thing. You know, I'm not sure exactly how big of a deal that is, but you know, it's going to start working today. Apparently, like today is when it's going to go live, like right now. And it's cool that Cliff is doing his due diligence and hiring people that are experts in the field to test some shit like that, you know, so they can avoid the problems, you know, and that's what it is, just learning from the mistakes of people that really squandered a really good opportunity.
Yeah, my goal is, and Dusty knows this, I've worked in healthcare all my life. I literally do high availability, high traffic applications, like high volume of traffic, right? So that is what crypto does. If you really like, this is what's happening in crypto. You have a lot of volume, you have a lot of traffic, right? So it's great that I'm surprised I didn't put 2 and 2 together earlier, Dusty. And it's like only the last 2 months. It's like when I'm like, dude, I already do healthcare. My company's already doing healthcare. And crypto uses AWS. And Dusty's like, don't get into it, Teddy. Don't get into it. It ain't worth it.
I didn't say that. That's not completely true. I did say, make sure you know what you're doing before you get into it. Just don't hop right in and be like, I'm buying all these coins. I'm buying all these coins. I'm going to sink my life savings into all these coins. That's kind of what I told you.
To be honest, I got some guidance from Dusty. Like, Rodney, you've guided me. You're like, hey, Teddy, in order to grow on YouTube, this is what you have to do. This is how you get to 4,000 watch hours. Just like you helped me, Dusty helped me as well. He's like, hey, Teddy, you don't want to get involved in crypto. You want to be that third-party vendor that works with everyone. Because once you tie yourself to a coin, you're now the max equation of that developer, right? And then whatever community you go to, the brand that you are is Saitama. But I don't want that. Like, I don't want to be represented by any token, you know? So this is one of the decisions I had to make. I'm like, I cannot say I'm part of any dev team, but I can help dev teams. I can, you know, make apps. I can make, by the way, I can make coins now. Degen Inu coming in. No, I'm just kidding. But I can't. We could. Rodney, we could do a pre-sale.
Everybody.
We could do it.
Yeah, we gotta have a reasoning for this.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I'm down, but we would need a good team to run this shit because I am not doing it. I'll be your marketing guy. I ain't doing shit beyond that.
No, as long as we're marketing it and you ain't gonna rug pull and we do
you ain't gonna rug pull. That's very good. Way to clarify. I'm sure all these coins tell people they're gonna rug pull or not that they're going to.
Oh my God, what is it? Multi-sig wallet. So if we do a multi-sig wallet, which means like the wallets cannot take cash or money out unless multiple people verify it, and then you can pull the money out. It's a lot more safer than, but then again, if you have 2 people that want to rug pull the entire community, then you're screwed too. But I do not want to do that. I'm assuming, Rodney, if you try to do it, I'm not going to verify it. So you won't be able to rug pull us, Rodney. Get out of here.
Thanks for the cheese. Thanks for the cheese, motherfuckers. The thing is, like, when you talk about being closely tied to a brand, I'm totally against that, dude. I've gotten so many offers like, hey, why don't you be our ambassador? Like, you just got to make 10 videos a week and about us. I'm like, why? Because once they go under, you're the fall guy. We saw that with Suzuki Inu, you know? There was one marketing guy who was like their guy, and the product scrapped, and this motherfucker was getting just destroyed. I mean, time has passed, so everyone forgot about that, so they're probably okay. But
they shoot the messenger. They always shoot the messenger.
Always.
With Suzuki, even the marketing guy, the marketing guy was quizzed, right? Like they got him into a Twitter space. They're like, we're gonna sue you. I think I was watching your stream when that happened, Rodney. Like, we're gonna sue you. Like, how did you not do your checkup on like, is this guy legit? He's like, no, I never seen their faces. I never even they just paid me and I did the thing. That's it, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's like they hire these guys, right? They hire these rando guys who are going to take whatever. Because at the all-time high, he had like 500K or something crazy like that. So he doesn't give a fuck. Do you think he gives a shit? No, he's getting paid 500K. The guy, who knows what he did for work, but a $500,000 paycheck. Yeah, I'll fucking do it, you know? So I understand. And to me, that's a small price to pay for a little bit of public crucifixion because, I mean, no one remembers now, you know?
You're already gone. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
You're in the wind. No one
remembers.
Our short attention span only stays for so long. So, yeah, you can just rip a bunch of people off. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, remember that guy who did that? Yeah, I wonder where he is now. And he's just on some private island. So, I don't know.
Exactly. And there's no regulations because technically these are projects that you're investing in and like, oh, sorry guys, it just didn't work out. Looks like we're gonna have to scrap it. Thank you so much for your participation. And all along they've been taking money. I don't believe for a second anyone in any team doesn't have some sort of marketing wall or doesn't have any sort of stake in the cryptocurrency already and they're not making money. I don't believe that for a second.
Oh, it's just like the .com phase. It's exactly like the .com phase. Everyone had stock options. Everyone had stock. And once they're able to pull out, they're just, well, sorry, everyone. Sorry, we went under. We went bankrupt. It's literally word for word. I feel like time is a flat circle because we keep repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again. We did the same thing with the housing crisis. Well, sort of, but relatively the same thing. You got a bubble that bursts, and everyone's like, oh, how could this happen? It's like, well, you're putting money into things that aren't worth anything. And you're like, well, this guy told me I was going to get rich. And you believed him. like whose fault is that? But it's like nothing's changed. Now it's just cryptocurrency. And it's harder to track people, so you can't put them in jail. So there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, literally every like 5 minutes, there's something called live new pairings, and you can see products being made every 5 minutes, and 90% of those motherfuckers, or 95, are like real just pumping them rug pulls, like real quick. People make a quick couple $100,000 in an hour. It's insane.
Yeah, hopefully one day it all catches up to them. That's what I hope. But
we'll see.
We don't know.
But we don't know. I forgot who did it. So
yeah, it's not. They're gonna get away with it. Dojo Swap is working at launch. What do they plan to launch, Teddy?
Before the Dubai event is what I was told.
Oh, so soon.
Very, very soon, guys. We are talking days. Like I am running out of time, and my team is telling me some of the tests that they want to do are longer. Like the amount of window I have to test is also quite risque, but I'm powering through it. I'm doing some of the work as well. They're doing some of the work offshore, and the goal is we get through all the test cases. We make sure there's no like they gave me an entire list of what exactly they're testing to in the frameworks. Regardless, let me see if I can find it. But regardless, my window is just diminishing, and I'm just like, I need to be able to do all these before I do the sign off. Other fun things I also want to do is like architecture review on the application. So no matter what, it's a swap. Rodney, it's a swap. It's a simple web application. It works. The basic functions of the swap work. Now, where my fear is the actual security portion. Like if I modify something in an API call and I send it to the server, can I tamper with the cryptocurrency price? Can I tamper with these coins, right? And I'm not a crypto coin expert. What ended up happening is we went and we found developers that knew crypto and have done cryptos before, because I've already used most of my developers on other projects I'm in. So we hired new developers, and they're also helping us with the testing. So we have our existing team of testing devs that are leading it, and these new devs that know about crypto. They're like, Teddy, these are all the things that can happen, and this is what you should watch out for. So we gave that list to Cliff, and he's like, yep, do all these tests. So now we are running through all those tests. So it is like account takeover, injection, where you can just take over someone's wallet. You put something on the website that just appears to be like either a proxy or something, and then all of a sudden they get all your wallet info. These are the things, right? I'm talking not just like, hey, does the Dojo Swap work? Hey, is your wallet safe when you connect to Dojo Swap? Can your wallet be phished if someone tries to phish you through that app?
And that's going to be happening more and more often. I mean, I don't know how familiar everyone was with the geopolitical state, but we're going to have a lot of hacking going on coming soon. And cybersecurity is very, very important. So what Teddy's doing is important to make sure you don't like lose all your crypto all at once by some guy that locks you out of it or just sucks it all out. So
Ledger, baby.
And then Rodney, I gotta tell you, like, even with the way that crypto is, it is the future. Like it has to be adapted. Even when we went to war with Ukraine, they're saying it was cyber warfare, right? There's a reason it's cyber warfare. There's a reason we're attacking the networks, trying to bring them down offline. This is a type of warfare that we can now adapt to. Now imagine you use that for like all these mining rigs, you cut power supplies to nodes that are hosting your cryptos, right?
Yeah.
This is a whole new level of warfare that we haven't even tapped into. So this security is very important. And the fact they're using AWS, I can tell you that they're doing the things they need to do for DDoS protection. And then comes these bots, right? So Rodney, I had to understand what front run bots were, or what mempools were, because these were two terms that the Saitama team had said in their AMA. So I went back, I did research. I'm like, hey, what is a mempool? So I ended up finding out a mempool is, because this is one of the infrastructure changes Max talked about in the AMA. A mempool is a node that sits there and gets all these unverified transactions that haven't been confirmed yet. They sit in this node, and then there's bots that validate, that mine those transactions and move it to the smart contract, right? They're like, yep, this is a valid transaction. So like this, the nodes get cleared, the nodes fill up. So it's a way of preventing overwhelmingness to calling the API, right? So it's almost like, oh, this seems intelligent. But then I continue reading, and it also says mempools are mostly used for blockchains. Like they're usually not used for ERC20 or Ethereum. They're used for blockchains, because you think about it, right? Wouldn't every single swap need to make a mempool and have another node that's sitting there confirming all these transactions? No, really, that's what Ethereum already does. So what the heck are they doing? What was the infrastructure change with the mempool? I thought that was interesting. I wanted to make a video, but I was like, if I make a video about this, they're going to say I'm Saitama bashing. But like the term mempool that was used in that infrastructure I think is wrong. I'm not sure what the infrastructure change is. So that literally shakes me a little bit. I forget what the other thing I was going to talk about, but regardless, front running bots, right? So front running bots. Thank you. Front running bots. So this is an interesting thing. So when these bots verify transactions, right? So even Shinja had this. What happens is the blockchain verifies these transactions in X amount of time. Like, let's say it takes 20 milliseconds for a blockchain to be like, hey, this swap that just happened, or this sell that just happened for this coin, it takes it 20 seconds to verify and write it to the Ethereum node. But let's say a pre-seller sells before this bot does that verification. So what you're supposed to do is you have a front-running bot. You put a front-running bot that's faster than the bot that verifies the transactions for the Ethereum blockchain. So this new bot, instead of running it and checking every 20 milliseconds, it could check every 4 milliseconds. And then when it sees that a wallet is trying to sell in between, guys, we are talking milliseconds here, in between that 4 millisecond and the 20 millisecond, it is going to blacklist your wallet. And if it's not able to blacklist your wallet in those 4 to 20 milliseconds, they can sell.
Got it. That's actually pretty interesting.
Before it's too late, you won't even realize it's gone.
So they pretty much get this. They pretty much get the signal. Oh, this guy's selling, and so they try to stop your sale. If they can't do that, then they just sell.
Yep, they cannot do that in every sale. And if the contract is renounced, they definitely can't do it, right? So can't blacklist unless you've already turned on that function.
Got it. That's why renouncing your contract is it's so overplayed in our space. You don't need to do that to make it, especially since people need to like be able to change things down the road, like that, right? Because then you can't blacklist certain things. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's nutty. That's nutty. The mempool thing is actually pretty interesting.
I'm thinking about, Rodney, when I think Dojo Swap testing, like these are the things. And then the other misconception, a lot of especially people in my messages, Teddy, think about this, think about that, because there's a lot of IT guys that follow me that are like, yeah, I understand what you're doing. I know what you're talking about, right? So there is a difference between DDoS attacks and bot attacks, right? So these front-run bots, sometimes, they may overwhelm the contracts nodes that you can't do transactions. You slow down that network. These are actual issues that continue to exist. But a front-run bot doing that does not mean it's a DDoS attack. That's just a bot that's sitting and checking that node and verifying messages, and it's a fake out, right? It's just tapping in, using up the resources. And the other portion is a DDoS attack where you're sending volume of traffic to the node to bring it down. So it's two separate things. It may sound like it's the same thing because it ends up with the same or similar result, but they're two separate things. So it's so important to make sure we're testing all aspects of, even if it's a web app, even if it's a mobile app. I go that technical on these things, you know?
Yeah, that's really interesting because let's go back to the mempool thing. So when you're saying like all these transactions are kind of sitting in the lobby,
Google
so
mempool. Google mempool. Let's read the definition of mempool.
All right, it's Is it MEM?
MEMPOOL. And then, if anything, if you want the Saitama AMA, it's around 3 minutes 30 seconds where Max talks about it. I'll send it in private chat if you also want to play that, but it's up to you.
Okay. Mempool. A mempool, a contraction of memory and pool, is a cryptocurrency node's mechanism for storing information on unconfirmed transactions. Okay, so what you just said. It acts as a sort of waiting room for transactions that have not yet been included on the block. Oh, so they're still waiting to get on the block. So Ethereum's notoriously slow. I think it's like 30 something a second or something crazy like that.
Correct.
When a transaction is broadcast, it is sent from a node to its peers, who will then pass it on to its peers. This continues until the transaction has been widely propagated, ready for miners to add it to the block. It's vital that this buffer zone exists, as transactions are not added to the blockchain immediately. Interesting.
Wait, so like right there, right? So I know you may read that and it's just like there's a bunch of gobbledygook and high technical speak, but I read this and it's like, hey, if the node is there's already bots confirming the transaction. The ERC20 already has nodes that confirm a transaction, right? So what was the mempool infrastructure? Like, I hate to be the guy that's like talking about architecture and Saitama's architecture, but they came out with the information and I'm like, I need to learn more. I read up on it and now it doesn't make sense, because when I first was like hearing them speak, I'm like, okay, yeah, they changed mempool, they did this, they did that. But now I'm like, wait a second, like how this already exists. So why did they make a new node? Like, is it that new node has to be on the network? Then you spend like what, X amount of Ethereum to run a node there. So this is around 3 minutes 30, I think it starts, where Max Equation talks about it.
So what you're saying is all they're doing is describing the Ethereum blockchain.
I think so.
Let's check it out. So let's see.
Bit of the architecture in the back end, and also some of the infrastructure we had to change a bit and add our own mempools, our miners, private pools, so we can submit transactions in a way that it doesn't get affected by bots.
So now I've told you. So pause right there. I've told you about front run bots, and now you guys, if you know miners confirm transactions, right? That's what miners do, and then a mempool is just a node that has unverified transactions. So we already know in Ethereum, these nodes exist. We know these miners exist. People mine Ethereum, right? So why did they make another mempool node? Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, what was the need? They didn't have to do that. This is decentralization, right? People are running other nodes and miners can verify for me. So what was happening that they had to do this? That's what I don't understand. Was it the submit process? They need to be the first one to submit into it. Like, the reason I bring this up is because if these guys have this issue, then every other crypto should be having this issue. But I'm not hearing every other crypto talk about mempool. So the fact that they said mempool, I just did a deeper dive into it. I'm not trying to be like, hey, be careful, but it's like you're reading the definition, right? Like, now what do you think? Like, now that you heard it from Max, what do you think they did?
Well, it's just, to me, it's just more, look at, you went the extra step. The fact is, no one's going to do that. No one cares to do that. They hear a technical word, a hard word to understand. No one knows what the fuck that is. I know what the fuck that was. But I mean, when you hear that, you're just like, oh, yeah, that sounds fucking legit. All right, let me just believe this guy. That's what it is. And you actually took the time to do the research. It's like the DDoS attack. Everyone's like, oh shit, DDoS. All right, that's all the proof I need. So that's what that is.
Yeah. By the way, Dusty, while you're here, how do you pronounce the word CACHE?
I have cash.
Not cachet.
I've heard it both ways. I'm not an English major. I'm not an English major. I don't know the correct term. Okay.
Yeah,
Cash,
but
hey.
the fact that you said cash was good enough.
Okay.
Cachet.
Okay. Yeah, either or, I'm going to accept. I'm not going to pick it apart.
That's
I thought that
ridiculous.
was very interesting, Rodney. Like when I watched that AMA, I just came back from India. The first Saitama AMA, I rolled up. I love that AMA. I thought they explained it well. Russ's mannerisms, back to his like, hey, we're gonna get through this. We got to do this. We're gonna have to, get the functionality of the swap out tonight. I know we're so close to midnight too, and then the East Coast guys are going to start flooding. Then the Central, it's going to be the thing. They're going to be up to like 5 a.m. I hope it's not that repeat all over again. I'm hoping the best for them.
I just think a lot of people. The price is running right now. Look at all I'm saying.
Wait,
is
show me.
Yeah,
there's
oh
so
wow.
Many,
yeah.
So
this is something.
Wait, Rodney, do me a favor. Go to indicators. Turn on Bollinger Bands. Indicators on the top right there. No, to the right.
Yeah,
right
I got
there.
it here.
Bollinger, BOLL. Yeah. Is it outside the band? Scroll in.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So there you go. So great time to buy before. Now it's pumping. Take profits.
Yeah.
Well, Cleary, thank you so much.
Just offered a pump and dump. All right. Well, it goes up, just rip it right out of there. It's fine.
So many people are ready to take profits. I'm telling you guys, so many people are ready to take profits.
I mean, so you're a finance guy, right, Dusty? We're gonna scroll out on this chart.
So
what does this chart tell you?
We're seeing a trend of people losing faith in the coin, hence why it's going down so far. I mean, there was a small spike there. I guess you could say it was a little bit of a bull trap right around there. That's kind of
all my profits there, baby.
Wait, what's a bull trap? What's a bull trap?
Bull trap is basically when it's going down, right? But then it goes up a little bit more. And so people are like, oh, wait, maybe it's recovering. Maybe it was just, still off the correction. So they buy a little bit more, right? And then they just keep getting pulled. It's like catching a falling dagger. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
So not everything, look, it's crypto is a little bit more volatile than the stock market, but it's relatively the same type of game. I mean, with less, obviously, restrictions and whatnot, but people are going to think, oh, maybe it'll rebound. I mean, look what, I hate to use this as an example, but look what happened to SHIB. That thing got pulled, and now it's like stable around where it got pulled last time. But that thing actually, it may not be a great service or project, but it works. Like, there is some value to it. You can use, it's a swap. So, like, that's pretty much all it's for. Like, but these guys are promising, like, oh, we're gonna buy real estate with this. Like, with what? Your coin's not worth anything. Like, please tell me who's gonna accept this. What real estate are you buying? So, like, that's where it gets a little weird. But SHIB's an exception. I mean, it's going down. It went back up. I mean, it's a swap just like Doge. Granted, Elon Musk, I think, is pumping that.
I don't think Doge has. I think Doge has zero utility. It doesn't do anything. It just kind of hangs out.
Doesn't swap at all. I don't know.
Yeah, Doge is unlimited coins. There's always going to be coins in Doge.
It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But this is SHIB right here. Yeah. SHIB has a ton of utility. A lot of things coming out. Saitama is making their utility, which is their swap. But the SaitaRealty to me is a reason to get some volume into Saitama.
Right.
Because you have to own this token in order to buy SaitaRealty, because you have to use this one to swap it for SaitaRealty in their app.
Right. Yeah, this is the way to get into that company that will own the real estate. I mean, if I was going to throw $100 into this, or even $500 into this, if you can afford just to do that, why not? Like, this is a lotto ticket essentially. You may lose that money that you throw in just as quick as you put it in. But if you have it to lose, there's no reason not to think, okay, maybe they actually have some fruition between this. But I'm not saying put more than that in there. Unless you can afford to. I wouldn't dump anything you can't afford, but that's like any investment. But this one, if you're looking to get rich quick, maybe you roll the dice on this one. But as you can tell, like, you can clearly see it's going down, and it's going to continue that trend unless something tremendous happens for them. Like, they say, oh, look at our actual property. We actually had initial investment startup income we didn't tell anyone about. Like, that's possible. Like, there's a lot of things that they didn't release, so it's just, who knows? I mean, I'm just going off of what I've seen and what they've said. And my opinion on trading is you go off what you see, not what you think. That's the advice I've always done it on mine. And I'm not poor. I'm not living on the streets yet. So that's kind of where I'm at.
By the way,
So
Dusty just purchased his first new home, and it is great. It is great to watch one of my friends progress.
Yeah.
Congratulations, dude.
That's awesome, bro.
Thank you.
So if we're looking at the MACD right here, would you say MACD is better for like swing trading or day trading?
Yeah, it's good for swing trading. I mean, you got to be watching it like crazy. But there's also I also don't like discourage people from just setting it there and just not looking at it. Sometimes that's the best. If day trading is a lot of stress and you can hit it just wrong, and you'll usually stress yourself out and usually end up losing more money unless you're a professional. I'm no professional day trader. I'm no professional trader. I just think, okay, you put things into stable assets and you just gradually put it over time. I mean, these are common things. Time in the market beats timing the market. Like these are classic things. I'm not bringing anything new to the table with any of that stuff.
Yeah, like this looks like a bullish sign, right? Short term.
Yeah.
If we're looking at like that looks like, because they had the cross, it's going up and they haven't even got close yet to crossing. So it's probably gonna pump quite a bit.
What's your what are how I do Bollinger Bands? Rodney's got MACD. Do you have preference Forex trading strategies?
Not particularly. I'll be honest.
So do you believe in trend lines? Do you believe in any analysis
Okay, I'll put it this way. Wolf of Wall Street's a great movie. And it is a great story of what happens. And there's one line in there that rings true all the time. I don't know. You don't know if the market's going to go up or down. Not me, not you, not Warren fucking Buffett. All right. It just happens sometimes. No one knows. Elon Musk made a tweet about Dogecoin and the market exploded. Who's going to know that's going to happen? I can't predict that. Like the same thing could happen. Like the next day, Elon Musk might throw, I don't know, $1 million in Saitama and say, oh, by the way, Saitama's great. And then he just slowly falls out of it. No one knows. You consider that. There is some level of analysis to it. You do have to understand you can only make X based on the market and cap and all that other good stuff. But trying to predict at a certain point in time of when it's going to explode, you're either, a savant, or you can see the future, or you're cheating. Those are your three options.
Chad wants us to acknowledge. Why don't you guys acknowledge how important the Visa purchasing functionality is? Because that's supposed to be integrated in the saitamask. How fucking important is that really? When you could just buy it on your damn exchange and send it from your fucking exchange to your wallet, your MetaMask account. And to me, it's not that important. I mean, you have to take an extra step to buy Saitama, but I can't see it as that important.
I feel like even if we want to use a Visa card to pay for it, it has to turn to KYC. Right at that point, because now you're doing Visa transactions.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't you do that? Can't you do it? Can't you do that with MetaMask? Can't you use it? Can't you use your credit card for some transaction? I think you can.
Wait, how do you do that?
I have it on my phone app.
You use a third-party vendor to pay for that credit card, right?
It is a third party, yeah.
So there you go. So even saitamask, even if they use a third party, someone's doing that KYC check. Someone knows that this person took from this wallet this much money and bought or this sold, right? So they already know that. Even if it's a third party, just because you used a third party doesn't mean, hey, I got around the KYC. You did not.
Yeah, they have to have their actions monitored too. So
yeah, we have Biz in the chat, our actual rich guy in the chat. Biz, if you go back to the first 30 minutes of the stream, we have Dustin here talk about SaitaRealty, a guy being in finance and real estate, was talking about it a little bit after reviewing the white paper. And this is what we need. I want more people that are in real that actually do this, to read this and understand this for us, because if you're saying these things to regular Joes who don't really know anything about it, they're going to be like, oh yeah, cool, all right, cool, buy houses with our money, sure, we'll get money in return, yeah, cool, thanks.
Yeah, and they didn't even say houses; they said commercial real estate, which is big words for saying rental properties for businesses to have their law firm in. And like I said before, we came out of a pandemic, hybrid, going to work. People don't work from the office anymore, so who's going to be renting? That's the question.
Rodney, I was watching your stream and you kept preaching that. You're like, I need someone in this space that knows this. I need someone in this space that knows this. And out of nowhere, I'm like, Dusty, would you come on a stream? Would you come to a podcast? And I tried to pitch it to him. And I'm like, dude, Dusty doesn't want to dox himself. He doesn't want to do anything. And I'm like, But if you talk, if you just do what you just did to me while we're exercising at the gym, the podcast is gonna appreciate that. And he did, like, that was amazing. You know, the explanation, like how like it's not plausible. Like, how else are you gonna get that verification unless you get people that have this experience?
Yeah, and it's important. Then they can tell you which projects are bullshit and which ones aren't.
Exactly.
That's what comes down to. Yeah, I'm actually tied to this chair, so I am actually hostage right now, just so you guys know. Teddy decided to. I'm actually in Teddy's basement.
Stop leaking the information. Stop leaking it.
I'm telling you how to basement. Did I? Oh shit.
No way Teddy's poverty internet can handle 2 streams at once. Not happening. No way.
Yeah, oh yeah. I do see him get that free McDonald's Wi-Fi.
You guys know I'm running servers in my server closet, right? So I'm in a master bedroom, except we don't use the master bedroom. I ended up converting it to an office, and the master closet is my server room.
Must be cold as a motherfucker in there.
Oh yeah, it's 62 in here right now. And I still sweat through this, Rodney. That's how you know I have hyperhidrosis.
Oh my god, yeah, you were just sweating. I remember the first time I saw one of your videos. I'm like, dude, why is this guy sweating so much? I'm like, well,
wait, Dusty, tell them about my hyperhidrosis, because this guy, I know him in real life. He knows how I am with hyperhidrosis. What is it? What do you know about it?
It's kind of embarrassing as a third party looking in. I've been to weddings with him, and he dances, and like, I'm like, dude, why don't you go swimming? It's just like awful. It's just awful. And working out with him at the gym is really, really bad too, because I'm wiping down the equipment probably every 3 seconds. So it's something to remember.
Yeah.
It is an autoimmune disease. I did not ask for it. It chose me, and I have to live with it. And it scares more people, Rodney, than you think.
Yeah. Adam said, I just got in Saitama just in time. If you guys will remember, about 2-3 days ago when it was at round 16, I said it's probably a good time to pick some up. But it did drop to 13, and now it's at 19. And dude, as soon as this thing starts pumping to the 25, 30 range, people are going to take fat profits. I'm telling you.
No. If I hold on to Saitama now and I bought in at the lower band, I'm taking profit now. I don't know if there'll be another pump.
Yeah, here's the thing with it. You got to be watching this nonstop, and definitely take profits when you can, because this just screams a problem. So put a little money in, watch what it is, and only put in so much that you're willing to lose. I mean, like I said, nothing I'm saying is completely new or innovative, but that's what you got to do with this. I mean, it's like any crypto. You got to make sure you're not losing a crap ton of money just by believing it's going to go to 1 cent.
That's insane. We had one guy in our space saying that this is going to be a $1 trillion market cap next year.
Okay, well, you know what? I want whatever he's taking. So that's got to be pretty awesome.
Oh shit! Oh my god! He actually got hired by some company or whatever entity to pretty much. They gave him like $1 million pretty much to show and share his wallets with the rest of the world, investing in pretty much random shit coins that are pumping. But if you look at some of the transactions, it looks extremely, extremely artificial. So who knows?
That's the best way to do it.
That guy. They trusted a guy who said Saitama is going to be a $1 trillion market cap next year with $1 million. But he has a good social media presence. That's why.
Well, that's what it is. He's the marketer for it. That's all it is.
Wait, so Adam Shelton, king of profit taking, got in at 15. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not telling anyone what to do here. I mean, it very well could blow up for no particular reason other than some famous dude decided to tweet it out and everyone got in on it. Like that's a very real possibility. If you want to believe that's going to happen, go for it. I'm not saying I wouldn't put a shit ton of money in expecting it to happen though, because there's so many of these coins running around that you got to hope which one hits the roulette table essentially.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just be careful, guys. You know.
Yeah, pick one and hope that it does it, but then do it to all of them. You'll increase your chances.
Exactly, man. Exactly, and especially we know how fragile everything is after some of the actual.
Wait, Rodney, go look at Terra's chart. I am at a 2x. I think I have to take profits at Terra now. Are you?
Yeah, I don't know. My wallet says I have 13K. I mean,
as soon as you said Saitama was up, I went and looked at Terra. We are at a new all-time high. We're at a new all-time high. Dr. Praveen blessed us.
Yeah, I put in about 3K or 4K. And I'm at 14 right now, but I think I'm just gonna leave it because I mean, I don't know, it's fine. You know, I think it's gonna do well. It's weird. The reflections are crazy. Actual, if you're in early on a product like this, the reflections do matter. But the later you get in a project, reflections don't really mean shit. You know, and reflections are dusty. Do you know what that is in these products? Pretty much
not.
These tokens have like a burn mechanism because the supply is so high. So each transaction burns a certain amount and you get like tokens back or some shit like that. And then it adds to your bag. But really like and that's a selling point to a lot of these tokens. Oh, passive income. But really it's like 12 cents a fucking month. You know, it's something ridiculous.
It's like any kind of, you know, dividend or interest rate.
Yeah.
Same thing. I mean, it's more than you're going to get at a bank, though, so something to consider. I mean, a bank, you're going to get a fraction of a penny a year. So, I mean, it's better than a bank in that aspect. It could just be gone within a second, though. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. But you get these weirdos freaking just always
what Dr.
reposting
Praveen
shit.
blessed us, you know?
Yeah.
Dr. Praveen is the holder. He holds the 108 wallets because he continues to hold. We continue to profit.
Well, he held at the Saitama all-time high, which is a maniac. $77 million his wallet was worth. $77 million.
And was that crazy? The value of the coins that he had or the actual money? Because when you take that out the fiat, I'd love to know how he did that.
No. There's none enough liquidity. It's the value of his coins that he had.
Yeah. I am pulling profits on Terra. I put in 0.39 ETH. I'm taking 0.41 out.
Yep.
Get it. Add it. Make sure you add in the taxes and gas fees with that.
I did. I now I'm riding with like 900 in there.
Yeah.
You have to take profits. It's a horrible feeling, but you have to take profits. When it dips again, I'll buy back in. I'll ride the next pump. It's what I do.
Yeah, that's like with any investment. You always take profits. Always take profits. You never lose money if you're always taking profits.
I mean, now I took my initial investment out, so plus a little bit more, right? 0.02 more. So I'm feeling good. Hey, I got my money back. I can go invest it in more Saitama or more Shinja now, right? Well, the profits are continuing to ride. I have 2x the profit. My initial investment is back in there. So now whatever happens to that, let it happen.
Absolutely. There's like some guy going around like let's see. Okay. Some guy going around using a picture from me from my Jesus Christ. And it's get these dorks retweeting.
Wait, show us this. Is it hilarious or is it like me?
No, because you have these like doofus. Look at this guy. Oh, it's okay. Keep going on that fantastic journey. You got some Bardo guy who I don't know has like 3,000 followers on Twitter, but obviously look at Saitama key. Look at the key to generational wealth. They're fucking zombies, just straight doofuses.
Yeah, or they're bots. They could be bots.
But that's what I was thinking, dude.
Yeah, they're probably bots.
So, Dusty, you know my experience with Twitter. I never used Twitter before. You've been on Twitter more than me. When I first got Twitter, you were one of my first followers, right? And you're like, Teddy, you need to stop responding to every single person that says stuff to you because they're bots or they're trying to troll you. And I'm like, bro, I don't care what they're trying to do. I just want to speak to everyone that messages me. You're like, no.
You're trying to win an argument on the internet. I had to pull you back.
You really can't. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to pull you back from there. He's like, I got to explain to him. I was like, they're not going to listen. That's all it is.
They're really not. It's crazy. Like the type of people these kinds of investments attract because it's like talking to a fucking doorknob. It really is. It's just like you can't talk any sense into them.
The term would be sucker.
Yes.
That would be the term would be sucker. So, you know, this is nothing new throughout human history. We have suckers is what they're called. So
that's true. Wow. God damn. I love it. Suckers. Jeez, man. But whatever. I mean, the thing is like no one believes you until like crazy shit happens. But I just want people to really hold people accountable. You know, that's what it's about. Just hold people accountable. Like when people say they're going to deliver something, Dusty, we were supposed to have this fucking swap November 13th. It is fucking February 25th.
Yeah, that's quite some time. It's like 90 days. Usually that would be a late payment if you were paying rent or something. That would not be good. That would not be good at all. You may be sent into collections at that point in time. So what was the reasoning for delay?
Exactly. Well,
DDoS attacks.
Okay.
Well, I got in contact with one of the people that worked closely with the team. We had some secret messages. He was saying that there was some sort of backdoor created on the app because they outsource some of the work, and apparently the people that worked on the app, so they can't get it running well, right? Functioning, whatever. The team was saying that it's because there was an audit going on, which is called a searching audit, which is like the creme de la creme for audits in our space. They take a long time. They submitted it, they said a month before, and the searching audit wasn't done until Christmas Day. That's when the searching audit was done. So now we have from November 13th to December 25th. Then it was supposed to be re-released on January 8th. And apparently it was a DDoS attack and all kinds of crazy shit. And there's been like 15 updates since then. And today, now it's supposed to finally be released. So there's been all of these like delays for 104 days ago was November 13th. Yeah. So so those are the reasons why they haven't been. Apparently, what they've been saying ever since the app was 100% ready to go on November 13th. That is what they've been saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I know this from experience. If they keep giving you reasons why something's not happening, that's a giant red flag that something shady's going on. You don't delay stuff like this. This is like I said, this has happened time and time again with any project ever made. Oh yeah, I'll be right around the corner. Oh yeah, it's just right around the corner. It's the scam 101. Come on, like
get you next jet.
Yeah,
dude, isn't this crazy, Rodney? Like he doesn't even know the Saitama space, the Wolfpack space.
I know
he's able to make.
I know what a scam is. Okay.
He's able to make these like, look, this is a third person looking in. This is a third person looking into our community, and this is the decision. Rodney doesn't have to tell you this. I don't have to tell you this. Do your own research. Make your own determination. That's really the main takeaway.
There's something that's called common sense. If someone keeps telling you, if they keep promising you something with never delivering it, well, you're not going to believe that. Like the odds are they're not going to deliver it. They're not going to deliver said product. Like if you order something on Amazon, it says comes over, it's going to be there in 2 days. 2 weeks go by, you're going to call Amazon and be like, what the fuck's going on here? And then, and then if you keep doing it, you're like, well, give me a refund. They don't want to give you a refund. Well, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like you can't go to the Department of Consumer Protections on this. This is cryptocurrency.
Nope.
So keep that in mind. I mean, they got to promise this stuff. I mean, everyone's like, well, you want to get to the ground floor. That's where the real money is. I'm like, yeah, but you're playing Russian roulette here. So keep that in mind. Like you may get shot. There you go. So just as like I said, I'm not huge into crypto. I understand the general gist of it, but there's a lot of these scams going through, and I'm just like, man, yeah, Elon Mansour is gonna sue me. Okay, I'm sure he's going.
Elon Mansour follows me, please. I'm gonna see him in Dubai. I need him. I need to find out what's going on.
That guy's such a dork, dude. He told Elon Musk when Elon Musk tweeted in support of Ukraine, he told him that he should stay ahead of politics and focus on ETH gas fees. Keep in mind that Saitama is running on the Ethereum blockchain as an ERC20 token. The developer, the chief marketing officer for Saitama, because Vitalik says that he supports the people of Ukraine, told Vitalik to stay out of politics and focus on ETH gas prices. Bitch, get your swap working. How about that one? I think it's just. I mean, he deleted the tweet, but I had to roast his ass for it.
So if he deleted the tweet, then
he deleted the tweet.
Yeah,
he deleted it. Dirty delete. We got screenshots, baby.
Don't delete the tweet. Keep it up. So
exactly. Yeah, people get mad when you bring subject matter experts on the stream and they're like, fuck it, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I am Sergeant Guns is right. I am also a crackhead. So I am professional.
Bugs Guns.
He's right. He's right. I'm a fun and a crackhead. That's how this works.
No.
He's a big.
Rodney's. He's making sure I get my crack addiction filled.
Bugs Guns literally has the nuts of Saitama slapping on his chin. He loves Saitama so much.
It's funny. I like that.
He loves it.
I like it.
He literally all stream, but he's cool. He just likes to hang out with us, but he just loves Saitama so much.
Call me Dusty Futterson, all right? That's fine. I can get behind
that. Oh my God.
Shit. Teddy, I'll give you $100 if you slap him. That's not enough. You know,
slap him like Singham.
He's gonna sue you for slander. I'm so fucking tired of people saying me on the fucking internet. Oh my God.
So Rodney, one of the things someone messaged me was like, I guess when I go to Dubai, I should get one of a gimbal holder camera thing for my cell phone so it's stable if I go live stream. Then they said Jake Gagan, which you friends of your channel, definitely definitely used one for the Saitama event. Can you tell me which brand he used so I don't use that one?
No, he was using his hand, bro.
No. I think he had a gimbal.
Did he really?
Device. Yeah, I think he had a
you can get one
gimbal.
of those and one of those cool little mics. I don't know. I mean, just get a decent one. Just fucking go like Target or Walmart or Best Buy.
Like, how do you know how tired my hand's gonna get doing this? Like, this seems easier.
Yeah, you can buy a little cheap ass stand.
So lazy. You are so lazy, Teddy.
Bro, I my arms hurt. All right, you got me too much on my triceps. Where I can't even do this right now. All right, I can't even like hook my hands behind my back anymore. It's like, dang, I'm getting too big.
Teddy's trying to walk around shirtless in Dubai right now.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Sadly, I can't. It's terrifying. I'm gonna get my own personal Vietnam. Is thinking about that.
Damn. Anybody excited about Saitanobi pumping? Is it really Saitanobi? I made like 8K off of that in like a day or 2 days. That was crazy.
Yeah, and you sold, right?
I sold, and then it immediately dumped. And those ones feel good when you sell, and you're like, oh, yeah, thank God. And then
you think you're so talented. I'm so smart. I did it right before it dumped. I called that.
Exactly. No, you did it. I did not. So what happened was it pumped really, really high. Then it started to dump. I'm like, all right, I'm taking profits here, all of it. And then it continued to dump. So those feel good. I have constant reminders in my stream wallet of my failures. Like, for example, I put about 1,500 in Magic Inu. It is now worth $55. So there's that. Saitanobi. Wait, do I still have Saitanobi? How much Saitanobi do? I think it's probably just dust. That'd be nice if I did have a good bag. Let's see. Shibdo, Shintama, Grimja, Magic, Saitanobi, Shinjo, Pongo, Terra. Oh, that is straight degeneracy. Except for Terra.
Except for Terra. Get out of here. Take your profits. Don't be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. This thing has a lot of room to grow.
It does.
If you look at this one objectively, it's not a shit butt Inu coin. And plus, your cousins are running the project, so I feel comfortable.
And you know what? They're gonna do great because they understand crypto, dude. Do you understand? Like, when I listen to them as well, it's like talking to Cliff. They're like super mellow. They listen to the questions being asked, and they answer very like knowledgeably. You know,
they seem like they have a lot of humility. That's what I like about the Cliff team. You know, a lot of humility. They don't really skirt around the questions, man. People come with some hard-hitting questions, they answer them. It's tough. They have their own issues. That private seller thing is going to fucking wreck them, you know. So it's not private seller, but the pre-seller, the airdrop thingy. They had to be careful with that, man, because there's a lot more money ready to rock out of that project.
No, man, you're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we make our own Degen Inu, we're gonna do a pre-sale. It's gonna be a true pre-sale.
Biz wants to know if a whale is going to take profit at 20. We'll see. I mean, Saitama's about 19 right now. It's kind of fighting this 19 rate. It's slowly moving up.
No, I'm gonna wait till the swap announcement, and then I will validate whether I should buy in. I have the ETH ready to go. I just need to know whether I'm putting it in or eh.
Well, according to this, we should be pumping some more, right? I mean. Right.
I mean, it is quite a bullish thing, and it ate the entire dip of the previous red candlesticks. Like, it is definitely. And the kicker trend that you see there from the candlesticks, that's a kicker candlestick. It's very plausible that it'll have one more. It may get to 20s.
Look at the irony in this comment. Freedom of speech. I would knock you the fuck out, keyboard warrior.
Yeah, his comments are great. I love it.
Yeah. Keyboard warrior, I'm gonna kick your ass, you keyboard warrior. As I type this on my keyboard.
Good for him. Or her, I can't, or they, I don't know.
Okay, I'm with Adam Shelton. See, I'm feeling Adam Shelton vibes right now. If it dips below 15, I will buy. Yeah.
This if we're looking at this has a lot of room to go crazy. So we're gonna see.
Yeah.
Man, SaitaRealty is going to land them in court and it's done. I hope not. That's crazy. It could. What are the legal ramifications, do you think, Dusty, of doing something like that?
Of what? per se.
Creating SaitaRealty. You think that just because it's cryptocurrency that it doesn't matter?
So here's the thing. So if they actually have a realty company, which we could look that up online if they are registered in Texas because they need a location to do business in, they would need to go through the certain things to show that they're registered in Texas and they can buy and sell realty, that they can be leased. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about the law side of it other than you need certain things to do and to run your business. So SaitaRealty could probably have all that stuff. The cryptocurrency aspect is the coin, so they don't really need much for that. So the realty section, yeah, they do. So if the realty company does actually start to purchase that stuff with whatever investments they pull out of the coin, well, they can't just like sell it all off. The only thing they could do and get sued, like that's just not really how that works. I mean, that's how it makes me wonder. That's why they made that buffer there. Is so like you have to sue their company and you can't sue them who are like the makers of said company because it is probably an LLC. Well, it is an LLC, which means it's another layer before you can get to their assets. So they're kind of protected with that. So you'd have to sue the LLC if the LLC.
But they're both docs. It's the same teams on both. Like
right, but
SaitaRealty is docs
just because
as
you're
well.
on the same team, just because you have co-ownership or you have similar ownership with the LLC, you can only sue that company. If that company is only that one taking the investments, you can't go off to their side or sister company and sue that unless there's a related type of thing. Let's use I work in a golf course industry too, like my company owns it. So let's use this. So if someone gets drunk, right, and drives a golf cart and they hit someone else and they hurt someone else with it, well, if the company that sold them the liquor isn't the same as the company that sold them the golf cart to use for whatever, then you can't sue the golf cart one because it's the liquor one that would be the responsible one. And that obviously changes by state, but that's kind of what that is. So because the LLC is going to be owning the land, if something goes wrong with the land or the buildings or whatever, you can only sue that. If they take that money from your whatever coin that's related to, well, then that's the only thing that you can get after is that. You can't get after one of their sister companies because it's completely unrelated. It's like a protected entity. Each corporation in the United States, whether it be a small one or a big one, is considered its own separate person. So that's something to take advantage of. Like you can only sue the realty company. If the realty company goes bankrupt, then you're getting nothing out of it. So that's kind of that level of protection that they set up with that.
It's crazy. The I'm not sure who represents their actual LLC, but their joint LLC with Lily Finance, they're represented by a legal firm or a law firm that specializes in distressed entities. It's pretty interesting.
Well, I didn't know that. So, but still, like,
what does that tell you? What does that tell you, Dusty?
It doesn't really tell me much because everyone gets represented. Every company has a legal team that's going to represent it. Like, you need one. You literally need one. And if you're just going to run a business, like even if you have your own small privately owned, if Teddy, if you have your own company, which I know you do, like when you get to a certain level, a certain size of income coming in, you're going to have a legal company because someone's going to say, oh, that person has money, that company has money, I want to sue them for whatever. So you need a legal team to be like, okay, this is not a real case.
Okay, so this legal team, the reason Rodney said distress is because that, I guess, is bankruptcy related.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. So if it is bankruptcy, you can try to sue them. But like I said, you're only going to be able to sue whatever your money got invested to. So if you put your money into the coin and the coin's really not its own thing and they're just reaping the profits from where the coin is, well, you might not even be able to touch that company because it's the coin that you're after. So that's another thing you got to worry about too, depending on how it's set up or how the coin's connected. But since they said they're going to take that profits from that coin to then reinvest in this company, they didn't really explain how you become an owner of that LLC. They just say, oh, you're going to reap the dividends of the coin. Well, that doesn't really mean anything. So
Rodney, even if people get rug pulled, they won't be able to sue the Saitama team or anyone responsible.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to leave this here. Look how delusional these fucking Saitama people are. It's the CEO of Saitama.
This is how they started, right?
Yeah, and I mean, good on. I mean, to be fair, the way they set this up is good on them. They protected themselves very well in case something bad happens, because there could be people sue for all kinds of reasons. So like, I wouldn't say it's nefarious for doing that, but like, you put a lot of risk into something that's already been done by companies on the New York Stock Exchange. So why would you decide to do this other than you think you're going to get rich quick? and then shame on you. To be honest with you, shame on you. You thought you were gonna get rich quick. That's it. Like you're expecting you're gonna get your money back. Like when you buy a lotto ticket, you don't go sue the state lottery. Oh, why didn't I win anything? You know, come on, it's the same type of thing here. So I'm saying if you guys are watching Rodney's stream, you got to have somewhat of a brain. So yeah, you know what I'm saying.
No, degens don't have brains. We are zombies and we are a cult as well. We're part of the fun squad.
One of us. One of us. Yeah, people think, oh, they're an LLC, but I'm like, don't they protect the business more than they really protect the people? So
yeah, I mean, you can still go after the business, but if the business doesn't own anything anymore, what the fuck are you gonna get from it? Like, okay,
exactly.
Okay, business you won, yay, you get $1. Like
cryptocurrency is so crazy that like they could like hide the money and no one would ever know about it.
Exactly. They just put it into some other currency. Like, well, I guess everyone just didn't give us enough money, or sorry,
yeah. Dusty, it's 6%. Remember. The cider's 6%.
Cider's 6%. Yeah. I'm gonna need a real drink if I'm gonna be trying to invest with these guys and put my life savings into it.
So the reason the cider is 6%, Rodney. So Dusty, he is gluten free. He suffers from celiac disease. I suffer from.
So you're
Crohn's
actually
disease.
one of the you're actually one of the few that has a real gluten
tolerance. So I got diagnosed before it was popular. So before everyone started saying, "Oh, I don't feel good because of the gluten," I was like, "Fuck you guys! You don't know my struggle."
So Dusty's one of the only guys in my friends group that is gluten free. So the cider that I make, that I drank with you on stream in front of one of the first few Tedi and Rodney ones, I made that cider. Drink. I measured the alcohol, and it came up 6% when I measured it. So I kept telling Dusty, I'm like, "This is 6%. This is 6% cider," and Dusty drinks like 3 of them and passes out. And I'm like, this guy can outdrink almost all of my friends. And 3 ciders, he's like, "Dusty, I gotta tell you something.
6%
to me. This ain't no 6%. This ain't no 6%."
I think you left it fermenting a little bit longer. I was like, dude, this is like 10%. I'm on my ass.
Yeah, but I make good cider, right? I make beer, I make cider. You haven't tried the beer, but from the cider?
Yeah, I don't have to drink a lot of it.
Dude, I really got to oh my God, gas fees went from $20 to $600. Yeah, gas fees going to go crazy right now. If Saitama has volume, good luck buying it right now. I bet it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, is that why my Terra gas fees was only like $40, $60 when I pulled out?
Yeah, there is some crazy volume in Saitama right now. I bet you. Look
at so green. Even when I buy back in on Terra, it's going to be that little of volume then. I mean, of gas fees.
They're saying to play me the Saitama song. What is this?
You don't want to listen to.
Rodney, let's go.
I'm blocked from Elon.
What is this?
I'm blocked from Elon Monster, so someone has to send me the link, and I have to go to my burner account.
Okay.
And we'll actually end it with that because I got to take out my doggo and
Let's end it on a high note. One would say.
Let's end it with the Saitama song.
Okay. Could someone find it and send it to me, and I'll get the link to my burner account because the guy who posted it, Elon Monster, little sensitive ass little boy, blocked me, so I have to use my burner account. That clearly not my crypto journey. Have you read this?
Teddy has a lot of burner accounts.
You stop it. You're gonna get the entire Ganja Goons going. They're gonna be like, Teddy.
It's Teddy. So whenever you see someone like bash Teddy, but then someone comes to protect Teddy, it's one of his burners. That's all. No, I love Teddy.
All the IT guys in the space are just my burner accounts. Crypto Pete, Old Man David, they're all burner accounts of mine.
Yeah, when you see at Dusty Tillerson comment, it's one of Teddy's. It's one of Teddy's.
Hold on. Let me see. I actually do have cats, but I also have a dog. Someone says you guys probably all have cats. That's actually pretty funny. What time someone roasted what's Adam and said you're the type of guy who probably claps when the plane lands. So I'm like, damn, that's such a fucking roast. I need to find that. Shout out Saitama. I don't have the link. So if someone has it, send it to me because I'm not gonna dig through Elon Monster. That shit was like 6 months ago or 3 or 4 months ago.
What do you even search to get it?
Someone has the link somewhere. I mean, it used to be on my page, but I can't see it anymore. I don't know how far back I had that, but it's quite a while. Actually, let me see.
The cat song?
No, shout it out, Saitama.
Is it October 29, 2021?
It should be.
Let me share this.
It's like a big parade.
Oh no, it's like a random wolf.
No, it should be a big. Something. Oh, you mentioned to me last. Okay, I think Michelle sent it to me then. All right, hold on, Michelle.
The holistic crypto one?
No, God, fuck no, God. I mean, they're all pretty bad, but that one's like supposed to be serious. It's so bad.
Okay. This is the one I got.
Hold on, I got it right here. It's so bad.
Not my crypto journey with this Halloween costume panda bear.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I'm blocked, but let me copy the link. Oh yes. Oh, glory. All right, let's have some fun here.
How can help you? Oh my
First off,
God.
Dusty, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you guys. F's in the motherfucking chat, baby. Shout it out, Saitama. Shout it out, motherfucking Saitama. Thanks so much, Dusty, for joining us. Teddy, you have a good one, buddy. We're going to end it with this.
It was a pleasure.
Woo, hold on to your fucking... Oh, God. Ready to cringe. Go.
I'll show you how. Show you how to Saitama. Fostering the future finance. Shout it out, Saitama. Fostering the
future of finance.
Saitama. Fostering the future of finance.
This is amazing. This is amazing they were able to do this.
Is this an actual parade?
Here, you can be sure. Yes. Everybody is called upon. Next generation, you're the one. Learn how to be financially free. Choose Saitama and you'll see. Be aware, be educated, be financially independent. It's Saitama Crypto Revolution. Step aside as the crowd goes wild. Saitama!
Feel the pain. Feel it in your soul.
I love the willpower.
Fostering the future finance.
Yeah.
Shout it out, Saitama. Fostering the future finance.
Say it loud, Saitama.
Fostering the future of finance. Shout it out, Saitama. Fostering the future finance. Shout it out, Saitama. Fostering the future finance. Say it loud, Saitama. Fostering the future of finance. Shout it out, Saitama. Fostering the future of finance. Say it loud, Saitama. Fostering the future of
If I didn't know any better, I thought this was a coin for furry.
Saitama!
You know, the sad thing is that shit probably costs like $300, that whole parade. It's so sad.
Oh my God. Good for them. Yeah. That's
all
dedication.
All right.
Oh, it's so...
All right.
Thanks. Appreciate you guys. Let's do it again. Teddy, hit me with your schedule. And yeah, man.
Yeah, we're gonna start making these again over and over again. So
yes, baby. We're on Spotify. Links in the motherfucking description.
Yep. I'll upload the episode tonight and it should be there.
All right, sounds good.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Talk to you later.
Later.